Folklore 6. Sinbad's Illusion Island. Long ago, during the rich age of trade and storytelling in the Arab world, there lived a legendary sailor named Sinbad, known in Arabic as Sinbad al-Bahri, which means Sinbad the Sailor. His adventures became some of the most famous tales in the great collection, the Arabian Nights. Among these stories is the unforgettable voyage of the giant fish. This tale, passed down through storytellers in markets and coffeehouses, was not only entertainment, but also a lesson about human courage, nature's power, and the mysteries that lie beyond familiar shores. It reflected the seafaring spirit of the Middle East, where merchants, sailors, and adventurers braved the Indian Ocean in search of wealth and wisdom. The story begins as Sinbad and his crew sailed far into distant waters, searching for exotic lands filled with opportunity. One day, they reached what seemed to be a small, deserted island. It was calm, quiet, and flat, covered in sand and soil. Believing they had discovered a place to rest and cook their food, the sailors eagerly went ashore. They gathered wood, lit a fire, and prepared to enjoy a moment of peace after the dangers of the sea. Yet what they thought was land was no land at all. It was the back of a creature so enormous, so strange, that their eyes had deceived them completely. The island was, in truth, a giant fish, a monstrous being of the ocean depths. As soon as the fire burned upon its skin, the fish stirred, writhing in pain. With a sudden movement, it rose and plunged into the sea, dragging everything into the waves. The ship capsized, the men screamed, and chaos filled the air. Many of Sinbad's companions were swallowed by the sea in that moment of terror. Only a few managed to survive, clinging to debris as the mighty ocean claimed the rest. For Sinbad, it was yet another lesson that in the world of the seas, appearances could never be trusted. Clinging to a piece of wood, Sinbad drifted alone across the endless water. He had no food, no direction, only his faith and his will to survive. After many hours under the burning sun and rolling waves, he was carried by the current to safety on another shore. Though exhausted, he gave thanks for his life, realizing that the voyage was not only about wealth or adventure, but about testing the spirit. The giant fish had reminded him that nature is powerful and unpredictable, and that humans are always small before its might. Yet it also showed that courage and perseverance could bring survival even in the darkest hour. This tale of Sinbad and the giant fish has traveled far beyond the markets of Baghdad. It inspired European explorers, influenced writers like Jonathan Swift in Gulliver's Travels, and still appears today in films, television, and even amusement parks. In Oman and Iraq, Sinbad is celebrated as a symbol of maritime heritage, while across the world, the story lives on as part of global adventure literature. To this day, the voyage of the giant fish reminds us of universal truths. The sea is vast, appearances can deceive, and, in moments of great danger, human resilience shines brightest.